This is episode 87 of Family Life Mornings, a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. This week, we learned about perseverance.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
The whole story is coming up.
If you stick around long enough, this will all start to make sense.
It's Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.
Now, how about those animals around the White House, those cute puppies?
Yes.
Or as Calvin Coolidge and First Lady Grace Coolidge had, well, they had their typical donkey, bobcat, geese, and even Rebecca the raccoon. They had a little bit different animals around the White House in those days.
It's unique, yeah.
Boy, it really is. You really had to watch your step around. I mean, you really had to watch your. You had to watch your step around the White House. Be careful. Careful where you walk.
The most fun way to start your day.
Family Life Mornings.
Okay, this really piqued my interest when I read it. Presidential IQs.
Ooh.
And of course, I scrolled right to the bottom. I wanted to see who had like the lowest IQ of all the presidents, right? Ulysses S. Grant. I was like, okay. And then going, reverse order, James Monroe, Warren G. Harding, George W. Bush, and Andrew Johnson. And I was like, I felt very smart. And then I looked at their IQ numbers. And all of their numbers, even the bottom five, are higher than the national average. Which means even though they might be on the bottom five for the presidents, they're still smarter than we are.
We can't always take your call, but we will see your text if you send a message to 888-413-4156.
This is Family Life Mornings.
Do you know your love language? You might have heard about the book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And I'd list them all right now, but I know I'd forget one and then I'd feel really bad. But the point is that they've changed some during the pandemic. Quality time is still the number one love language. But check this out. Words of affirmation have gone up while physical touch has gone down.
Oh, yeah.
I guess being at home all the time, same people, don't touch me.
If you can't say it in front of your kids, you won't hear it on Family Life Mornings.
Well, she finally found her biological mom's name. Now, Karen was 51 by now, but she'd obviously been curious and waiting for adoption records to be unsealed. Now, Karen also had checked some local adoption websites and got some local records that showed that 3 people actually shared her actual birth date. And one of the names she actually recognized, Mike Jackman. Now, she went to high school with a Mike Jackman, and, she'd been back in this mood of, like, getting back in touch with people from high school, and she had connected with Mike Jackman on Facebook, among other old high school friends. And I got to fast forward to the end of the story. Karen and Mike Jackman, they're twins.
It's not amazing. I know, right?
Me?
Right.
They're twins. I love the ending to that story.
Fun conversation, good music, and something to think about. Family Life Mornings.
Just incredible self-control. I think these people must just have such a sense of calm and such a sense of peace, because about a third of Americans have never, ever in their car ever used the horn.
Wow.
And I was like, that's
that amazes me. Yeah.
Wait, no, I know what it is.
What?
About a third of Americans slap the steering wheel in frustration trying to figure out exactly where you're supposed to push to make the thing.
Over here.
Won't work. Why
Doesn't work.
If it's too early for you to start thinking about real life, it's okay. You can hang out with us as long as you want.
This is Family Life Mornings.
Oh, this little guy goes out to play. I love this story. It happened in Virginia. He came back in the house with a friend. And his mom was like, wait, what? The friend was a baby deer.
No.
Like, the little boy's playing outside, and there's a baby deer. And so they came in, and the mom's like, so they had some cereal together.
Oh, wow.
Right, that cereal? Well, Deerios? Or maybe it was Fawn Loops. Or maybe Honey Bunches of Doughs. I just can't decide which kind of cereal it would have been.
They're here to wake you up, pick you up, and lift you up. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
I enjoyed a staff meeting yesterday via Zoom. Over 50 people on the Zoom meeting. No goats, just people.
No goats.
The reason I mentioned that, there's a farm in England raising money. You can rent out a goat for your next Zoom video meeting. Now, you may laugh at that and think that's a silly idea, but you remember how much entertainment we had a week or two ago when that attorney meeting that had the cat filter, and how entertaining that was. So just imagine your next Zoom meeting with a goat. So I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, of all the ideas we've come up with, one's not so bad. Steve made me do it, all right? Let's just put that out there. I didn't want to.
He made me do it.
He made me do it.
Let's get a goat.
It's okay if you're not ready to wake up yet. We'll just turn the music down and talk softer.
Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.
Brandon, this is going to be life advice that you need to know, okay? This is from Steve to Brandon, life advice.
Boy.
From an older,
I can't wait for this.
From an older and wiser, older anyway.
From Steve.
Right, here we go. There's two dates you absolutely can never, ever forget. And you have to have them right there with you. Okay. But you need to remember your wife's birthday, and you need to remember your wedding anniversary date. Those two things you have to know. Okay. And with those in mind, are you ready for a nice romantic story right now?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Tyler is never going to forget Lacey's dates.
Okay.
Because Tyler, who's born on February 14th, just recently married Lacey, whose also birthday is February 14th. They're both have the same date. And since they just recently got married on February 14th, Valentine's Day. So he'll always remember those dates. Now, here's the really cool character. Lacey, any guess on what Lacey's maiden name is?
Is it Valentine?
Oh.
Nope.
It Hart?
It's Young.
Oh.
It's Young. But she married Tyler Valentine. Yes, her last name is Valentine.
Wow. That's too fitting.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome, by the way, Brandon.
Oh, yes.
This is Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
It's a once-a-year indulgence for me, all right?
Okay.
The mint milkshake. And I heard that they were out, and they only last for a limited time, so it's like you got to get one while you can, right? So I go to get my once-a-year mint milkshake, pull up to the drive-thru. I wait for my turn. I get up to the box. And I say, "Do you have them?" And she says, "Yes, we have them." Yes. I'd like one. The shake machine is broken. I'm like, the shake machine is broken. I got to thinking about dependability. I could be thinking about faithfulness. And it made me realize God is never down for repairs. Like, there's never a time that you sit down to pray and God says, "I'm sorry, the prayer machine is broken." I mean, it just never happens. And you don't even have to wait at the drive-thru, right?
Well, hello there, sunshine. Welcome to Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.
Tell us about landing on Mars. Almost sounds like science fiction.
Right, it does. Yeah,
So
the
cool.
Perseverance rover,
Yes.
as it's called, was able to land. And let me tell you, this is an amazing accomplishment because they were thinking that it was very slim odds they were actually going to be able to land it because it's coming in at 12,000 miles an hour.
Wow.
And they were able to put it exactly where they wanted it. And in fact, one of the guys in charge of this mission said it's one of the top achievements of space exploration ever.
Wow.
And this rover was able to go almost 300 million miles to be able to land here, and they're going to be able to get samples from Mars to learn more about it and whether there was any life there.
I'm sure samples will have to include. I mean, I'm half expecting to find a bunch of candy bars up there. Mars, right?
Like the
all.
Mars ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's already a message that's come back on Perseverance.
Really?
Oh, really?
I don't know if you heard or not.
What?
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
There's nowhere where you can't get away from that.
Steve, Terese, and Randy. Because you can never have enough friends. We're Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
He loves her. I don't know them, but I know he loves her. Happened the other day in St. Louis. Very cold there. Lots of snow. You know the story. But his wife, it was getting late at night. His wife needed something. So he had to go to the store because the grocery store was going to close soon. So they haven't been out in a couple days, so cold, a lot of snow. He, the husband, gets out and digs the car out of the snow, shovels and shovels and shovels, and it's cold. And he gets into the car starts, and he makes his way slowly to the nearby grocery store. because she needed something at the grocery store, and he was able to get it just before the store closed. And he was able to make his way back to the home and give what his wife needed to her, because his wife so desperately needed corn dogs.
I love her.
He loves her.
I feel her pain. Sometimes you gotta have a corn dog.
Amen, sister.
I am just so impressed with that motivation, and I would like to start a petition, Corn Dog Lady 2024.
Yeah.
If she can get him to go to the store like that for corn dogs, she can run our country. I'm sure of it.
Corn dog lady. Corn dog lady.
Corn dog lady. Corn dog lady.
We hope the rest of your day is just as much fun as this.
Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.